So having gained access to your coil plugs, having removed those air pipes, what you need to do now is test for the positive feed on each coil plug to make sure it corresponds to the positive line on the new loom for the quickshifter, to make sure that when you break into your loom using the new loom for the quickshifter, that the positive feed matches up on those plugs. And what I'll do now is show you how to test that. What you do need is your battery connected and your ECU plugged back in, having removed your airbox. Just bring it over and plug it back in, as I'll show you now, and power up the bike so that there's 12 volt feed going to the coil plugs. So just take your ECU, that you can leave screwing in to your top of your airbox cover, it will just rest on top in a moment. Just plug it back in, leave it resting there, got access to everything you need to. Power the bike up, and at this stage you can get to the coil plug, press down on the black clip and it easily slides off like that. And you've got a brown wire on the back of, on the left hand side of each coil plug, which would suggest that's the live feed, but we are double checking this. So it's a good place to start, it's on the left. Take your positive probe off your tester, place it into the plug on the left hand pin. It's a bit tricky, a bit fiddly. But if you place it in, just support the plug best you can. Take the negative probe onto the battery, and you'll note there on the tester you're getting 11.8 volts, around 11-12 volts, whatever the feed is. You'll find some drain through the loom, the clocks are running etc without the bike running, so that's just pulling a little bit of power, so you'll get about 11 to 12 volts. So that's identified a positive feed on that plug. And then just before you move on, just plug it back in so you don't get them mixed up, there's no risk then. Same again, remove the plug, start with the left pin, put your positive probe in best you can, supporting it, cross to the negative terminal on the battery. Once again 11.8 volts confirms the left hand pins your power feed for the coil. And the last one being a 3-cylinder, only 3 to check. Again, positive probe in, cross to the battery with your negative, and 11.8 volts. Again, left hand pin is your positive feed. And I will now just show you how that marries up to the quickshifter, Translogic quickshifter loom. So you have 6 plugs because you are breaking into the loom. 1 plug goes onto the coil, 1 plug then goes back into your original loom. As you can see on this, you have, turn it this way up on this one, a positive feed designated by 2 coloured wires on these plugs with a looped negative. This marries up to the same style plug as what's on the coil, and that plugging in gives you your left hand positive feed as we've already identified, meaning that the negative loops round, so that when you plug that into your existing loom plug, you have got, when it goes in that way, a positive feed on the left and a negative on the right. And I'll get these plugged in and show you again in a moment.